I'm Heather Vale with Performance Marketing Insider, and I'm with Ted Danick, President and CEO of Engage BDR. Hey, Ted, thanks for being here today.
Thank you.
So I see you've got your friend there, the big cat.
Yep, big cat.
Does he have a name?
No, not yet. What should we call him? Actually, I do have a name for him. His name's Mouse. There's a story behind that, and I'm just going to tell it. So
Okay.
the story is, we looked at a cat, my girlfriend and I, a while back. This was a number of years ago, and there's this cat that looked like this, and his name was Mouse. We didn't buy the cat because they wanted like $8,500 for this cat. I mean,
$8,500 for a cat?
yeah, it was this. It was a very, very special type of cat, right? So it was this breeder that was selling. It was a kitten. It was very, very cute. It had the same color points as this cat right here. But the thing that was really spectacular about this cat was it was what people call a rug hugger. So they're called Napoleons, and they have very, very short legs, and it's called dwarfism in cats, and it's very rare. And this was one of those cats. So it was a small cat, and it was stuck to the ground because his legs were really short. That's my cat story.
Okay, great. So did you ultimately ever find a cat with short legs like that?
Actually, I have a cat with short legs, but not as short as Mouse. But yeah, my cat Peta, her name's Peta Kiwi. I got another story about her too. We can talk about it some other time. But yeah, she's got short legs, and she's kind of like a little person.
Okay, that's cool. So now that we're caught up on your cat stories, or except for the one that we're saving for the next time, give us some news about Engage BDR. What's new with you guys?
There's a lot of stuff going on. We're bringing on a bunch of new people. Very exciting times for us. We're looking at a bunch of deals right now too, potentially acquiring several companies. Lots of excitement there, and we're new at that, so we're learning a lot. Whenever you're learning something, you're growing. So I'm very excited to come to work every day and learn new things. So that's good. And what else is new? We're boarding new SSPs, and one of the newest ones is a company called Floor 6. And Floor 6 is an SSP that's boarded into our DSPs plugged into them automatically. They have 100% viewable inventory, and this is primarily desktop display. And it's great inventory. Viewability is key. You want people to see your ads, then they're going to make actions on them, click on them, and they'll eventually transact or perform an action. But yeah, so that's key. So bot free and 100% viewable. It's available inside First Impression buy-side platform. So yeah, we're very excited about that.
Okay, so is Floor 6 a partnership that you have with someone?
It is. It's a partnership.
Okay. So how do we actually know that this inventory is 100% viewable?
Well, we're accredited by the 3MS, and we were one of the first. Thanks for allowing me to plug this, but that was a nice segue in there. But yeah, so we're one of the first, or actually, if not the first, that announced our certification third-party audit towards the 3MS standard, which is the standard for viewability. So we are certified and third-party audited to measure viewability. So the SSP or this partner is telling us that their inventory is 100% viewable. We are actually measuring that inventory as well because we are accredited and certified to measure viewability. So if it's not viewable, you'll be able to see it in the dashboard. So you can optimize it out, and if it's not viewable, then we have a problem.
All right, but you've been talking about this for a while, so what's so special about this new partnership with Floor 6?
So the difference is it's 100% viewable in contrast to some of the other SSPs where you see some metrics of, I've seen case studies, and we've been talking at IAB Leadership Summit last week. Was it last week? Last week. Wow. 2 weeks ago? Okay. So we're talking about, viewability, half the volume out there is not viewable. That's not a bad metric, actually. It's actually a lot less than that. So most of the traffic you see from certain SSPs who we won't name and we may not be friends with anymore, But traffic is like 20% viewable, if that, and a lot of fraud, not bot fraud, stuff like that. And we're talking about bot frauds, not bot fraud as it relates to publisher direct inventory, not necessarily third party access of inventory. So let me give you an example: an SSP out there boards publishers and they board them direct. So you pick a domain and let's go with that, and they have a relationship directly with them. They're contracting them, and they might know that the publisher is buying their inventory from third parties, like not necessarily the ads, but the page views, buying the audience development or the traffic that the site gets from Eastern European publishers. Not to knock them, I'm afraid of them, but not it's not just them. It's people in APAC, other parts of the world too. I'm sure they're in Australia too. Wherever, right? So, the location is irrelevant here, but they're buying traffic from fraudulent traffic sources, and these SSPs know they're doing that. And to prove that, some of these SSPs actually have bot filters. You turn on the bot filter and it's supposed to filter out the bots. Why do you have a bot filter? If you know there's bot traffic, you should just separate yourself from that publisher, because you can get a bad name from invention. So what we're trying to do here is say that viewability is a big correlation between viewability and less fraud or no fraud. So that's key. To have 100% viewable inventory coming from one supply source is going to tell you that you're a lot closer than buying from another SSP that has 20% viewable inventory. So it's definitely along the path of buying media that performs well.
Okay, so we can't really stop the bots from doing whatever the bots are going to do. So ultimately, what you're saying is the advertiser just doesn't pay for those bot impressions?
Well, actually, what we're saying is that if it's viewable, we're saying that there's a high chance that it's not bot traffic. That's what we're saying.
Okay, so give us an example of this 100% viewable inventory and how it compares creative-wise. What does it look like? How does it act? What's different when you land on a web page and see this ad that's 100% viewable as opposed to a regular ad?
Yeah, okay, so that's fairly easy. So, for example, you go on CNN, and you see on the right side there is a 300 by 250, right? That is a typical IAB standard unit. It is above the fold. You see it right there, right? So, and a piece of inventory like that it is most of the time fitting in the viewable screen size area. It is mostly viewable, right? Because the position of the ad unit on the page. Now you got other ads on the rest of the page that are below the fold that get loaded at the same time, but maybe they're not viewed, right? So maybe you're not scrolling all the way to the bottom of the page to see that ad. Now another example of a viewable ad is there are some publishers out there selling floaters. What these floaters are, they sit at various positions on your page, on your screen, on the browser, and they don't move. They just sit there. They're called floaters. And regardless of how you're scrolling, the ad is always there, meaning the page loads, that floater loads, and it's there. So that is another example of a 100% viewable ad. There's some other publishers out there that are monetizing images, and some of these publishers have ads in those images, and those images fit in the screen size. So you click on the image, you got the image open, and there's an ad in that image, and that's it's viewable because it fits in the screen size, right? So and we're saying desktop, so all the resolutions of the desktop browser work in this capacity. Mobile is a different area for viewability. It's just another world. So we're primarily talking about desktop.